Hello and welcome to another asynchronous lesson. Today we're doing Unit 11, Lesson 3, the Final Frontier and the Morning Star, right? So, exploring space is still man's need and interest. Explain. We need to answer this question. What is the importance of space exploration? All right, we can think of an answer like this one. Space exploration helps us progress on Earth. Exploring other planets helps discover interesting information about our planet as well. Um, what do you know about Venus planet? Okay, this is our topic for today. I will start with the new vocabulary that we're going to um, come across in the reading passage. So Venus and Earth are comparable in size and are approximately the same age. So the first word is
approximately.
yes, this is an adverb and it means nearly here or almost. It is very difficult for scientists to study Venus from the Earth because the surface of the planet is completely obscured by clouds. So the word
Obscure.
as a verb to prevent something from being seen or heard clearly. Venus is only perceivable from the Earth 3 hours before sunrise and 3 hours after sunset.
Perceivable.
So this means could be noticed. Perceivable could be noticed. And the spacecraft dispatches probes to scrutinize the surface of the planet Venus, as you see here in the picture. So dispatch is to send off to a destination or for a purpose.
Scrutinize.
And this verb means to examine someone or something carefully. So we have approximately, we have
approximately. Obscure.
Perceivable.
Scrutinize.
all right. And this is the page that we're going to work on, workbook page 76, the final frontier. And you see here, we have 2 questions before reading the article. We need to answer these 2 questions and then we're going to do more exercise. So let's get started. So the first question says, Venus is called the morning star or the evening star. What would you call the Earth? All right, if we look at our planet, the Earth, how can we describe it and what can we call it? And the second question B, do you think that someday human beings will be able to live on the planet Venus? Why or why not? So let's check together. Venus is called the morning star or the evening star. What would you call the Earth? We would call it the blue planet. Of course, it's mostly water body, so it's blue color, so we can call it the blue planet. And this for the second question, no, there is no water in Venus, and it's very hot, and it has no oxygen. If you see it here, it's, as you can see, it's close to the sun, all right? So it will be very hot, it has no oxygen, and also there's no water. All right. So the question here we have for this part of the passage is, why have people given Venus the name the morning star? All right, let's discover together. So the morning star, this is the title. Venus is the brightest object in the sky with the exception of the sun and the moon. However, it is only perceivable from the Earth 3 hours before sunrise and 3 hours after sunset. For this reason, people give Venus the epithets the morning star and the evening star. It is the second planet from the sun. So this is clearly why people call it this name. The second question here for this part of the passage here, why is it difficult for scientists to study Venus from the Earth? Okay, so let's read together. Because the surface of a planet is completely obscured by clouds, it is very difficult for scientists to study Venus from the Earth. So this is why, because it is, as you can see here, the surface of the planet is completely obscured by clouds, so it is very difficult to study it from the Earth. So the vast majority of our information about this planet comes from spacecraft. First flight to investigate Venus was by Mariner 2, which the Americans launched in 1962. The most significant information comes from probes, which the spacecraft dispatches to scrutinize the surface of a planet. A probe is a small spacecraft. That's what is a probe. So this the definition. A small spacecraft that documents information and transmits it back to the Earth. The Russians have also sent spacecraft and probes to Venus. Another question on the next passage or part of the passage is, what are the similarities and differences between Venus and the Earth, our planet? So let's see together. So in paragraph C, some people contend that Venus is the Earth's sister planet because there are many similarities between the two. They are comparable in size and are approximately the same age. All right, so this is the relationship or the similarity. However, also much contrast here we have between Venus and Earth. Venus is devoid of oceans and has very heavy atmosphere, 96.5% of which is composed of carbon dioxide. So this is very heavy. And because it is very heavy, or the atmosphere is so heavy, Venus has an extremely high surface temperature. So it's very hot or extremely hot. As you can see, 459 degrees centigrade. And a Venetian day is equal to 243 Earth days. So this is longer than its year, which is equivalent to 225 Earth days. All right, so these are the major similarities and differences between the two planets. Now let's move on to another part of the passage, and we have a question to guide us. When did Venus pass between the Sun and the Earth? On June 8th, 2004, Venus passed between the Sun and the Earth. All right, people witnessed a large black spot moving across the Sun. The previous time of this occurred was in 1882. All right, so this is how you should answer the questions on the reading comprehension passage. You should highlight the major parts or information that might help you in your understanding, so that when you have questions, you can answer them easily. All right, now let's have some specific questions here on the passage. Exercise number 2, read the article and choose the correct answer. So the first one says, the article, the morning star, this is the name of or the title of our passage, is scientific or fiction or non-fiction. After we finished reading it, we can say that it is a scientific kind of writing. We have information here and we have facts, so it's scientific. It is difficult, B, for scientists to study Venus because, we just said that, it is obscured by clouds. It's not clear, so we cannot see it. See the pronoun which in line 12, this one, refers to what? Okay, so we'll go back to the reference and we'll find that it's the probes. So from probes, which, all right. The next one, D, a week on Venus is longer than that on Earth, shorter than that on Earth, equal to that on Earth. Which one is do you think is correct? And let me guide you here. You find this type of information, as you can see. Yes, it's longer than that on Earth. Okay. The next question, Venus will possibly pass between the Sun and the Earth in the, again, this was one time, and this was another time. If we calculated the difference, we'll find that, as you can see, it is in the next century, or 2120s. Now, number 3, exercise 3, define these words from the article. You may use a dictionary or a glossary at the end of your student's book to help you, or your mobile phone to look up these words. So the first word is investigate, and then similarity, document as a verb, atmosphere, comparable, epithet, and devoid. So when you finish this, you should check your answers here. Investigate, you find that it means to carry out a systematic or formal inquiry in an attempt to discover facts. All right. Now the second word, similarity, alike or resembling without being identical. The next word, to document, to record information. The atmosphere, the layer of gases which surround a planet. Comparable, able to be likened to something else or similar. All right. Epithet, an adjective or short phrase used to express a quality, characteristic of a person or thing. It's like a nickname or another name. And finally, devoid, completely lacking of something. All right. Let's do another exercise here, and this time it's true or false. So we need to mark these statements true or false and to justify the answers. So the first one says, only one planet is closer to the Sun than Venus. Venus is visible for 6 hours every day. The Russians launched the first mission on Venus in 1962. And D, Venus is much larger than the Earth and much older. E, scientists use probes to make the study of Venus easier. F, because of its light atmosphere, Venus has a surface temperature of 459 degrees centigrade, and Venus is the third brightest object in the sky. So here we have a lot of facts. Of course, you need to have the book open with you to be able to find these facts and check if they were true or false and to justify them. So when you finish doing that, you need to check your answers here. So the first one is true, yes. And because Venus is the second planet, as we see here, from the Sun. The second statement is true as well. And we can justify this by saying Venus is visible for 6 hours every day. The next one is false. Here we have mistake, because it's the Americans, not the Russians, launched the first mission to Venus in 1962. D, Venus is much larger. So this one, yes, as you guessed it, false. It's about the same size, so that's why they call it like sister planets. Okay. And scientists use probes. This one is true, because it's too difficult to study Venus without using probes. The next one, F, because of its light atmosphere. So this one is false. It said clearly in the passage that it has heavy atmosphere. All right. Venus is the third brightest object in the sky. This one is false. It is only the sun and the moon are brighter than Venus. Okay. Now let's do some after reading strategies. Complete the following table with the necessary information from the article. Okay, and read your answers. So this is the passage again that we have it. And we need to complete the following table with the necessary information from the article. Here we have 3 columns. So the paragraph number or letter A, B, C, and D, and then main idea, and then supporting ideas. And this will help you when you write your outline in the writing question. So you need to do this having the book again open so that you can figure out the main idea and supporting ideas. So let's say in paragraph 1, Venus, the morning star, this is the main idea, and supporting the biggest planet. And paragraph number 2, the main idea is attempts to study Venus, and the supporting would be obscured by clouds, and that's why using probes to study Venus. In paragraph number 3, the main idea would, yes, as you may have guessed it, similarities and differences between the 2 planets. And the supporting ideas or details will be the Venetian atmosphere and day, some more facts about them. And finally, in number 4, this is about the largest black spot, or this is the main idea. And we can explain this by saying Venus passed between the Sun and the Earth. So this will be the supporting idea. All right. Very good. Now to wrap up, over to you with this question: are you for or against space tourism, and why? Now you might have this question as a set of question, so you need to think it clearly. And here you just say your opinion, and you need to justify it. So what if you are for it? You say, I'm for space tourism. It's exciting. We will learn many things and discover the outer space. If you are against it, you can say that it is expensive and dangerous, and we can spend the money on making people's lives better. All right. That's all for this lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. And until another asynchronous episode, see you and keep safe.